Hello everybody, just thought I'd nip on, roll up, be my normal self. I might do more of these sort of conversations. I just wanted to pop out a little video. If you're on Instagram, I put a link on the bottom. Go to my YouTube channel, check out all the stuff I've been doing. I just live my life, there's no agenda behind it. I do have an agenda of, just doing what I want. If that's not what you want, then don't follow it. Just looking at the world today and thinking, you know what isn't really right now? It's just not really right, is it? Somebody comes into the country after 3 weeks, 10 weeks, even up 10 months, and you get given a house and everything's all right in their life. It's like my life's all right though. Everything's fine. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just saying that I see other people suffering. I've seen them suffer for years because they can't get accommodation. They might be doing. It's like they're trying their hardest. They've been on the housing list. They keep applying for it, and it's like they're not getting a house. It's like I'm seeing houses get done up, get emptied, and get filled in again. And I've seen people move in and out of flats and stuff. And it's like somebody's been applying for that place for years. Like, how come they ain't got a place? You're going to make the house prices rise, which they have. The rents have rise. Everything's risen. Okay, the jobs that they're meant to be doing, that students are meant to be doing. Students are meant to be doing the pizza deliveries. Teenagers are meant to do the Ubers. That's for teenagers. Okay, and our economy is a sense where our currency is worth a lot. So if you went to a country where you could work the minimum wage and you sent it home and that was enough to buy a house in 2 years, then why not go there? I'm not a racist. No one's a racist in England. I've never heard anyone say, oh yeah, this, that, another, or be racist. I've never heard someone talk like that to me, or you know what I mean, just mention race all the time. And if it was, in actual fact, most time it was someone who was ethnic anyway, because they were allowed to. No one who's white is dared say anything about race for like 30 years. Let's be real, right? You say that I'm a racist, it's ridiculous. Or I'm signalling racist. I'm stirring hatred. No, they're stirring it upon themselves when they're climbing the statues and pulling them down and saying that all white people are racist. That's causing more of a problem than me highlighting it. Them shutting down London Bridge is causing more of a problem than me highlighting it. Why would you try and silence me, trying to bait me in a conversation? Because really and truthfully, the truth makes them look stupid because they're supporting stupidity. Threatening Labour MPs to change their mind on a vote is not democracy, it's terrorism. But the Labour Party invited them in, so I've got no problem with it. I think it's carry on, I'm not the sort of person to stop anyone fighting for their cause, okay? But don't try and stop me fighting for mine. How ridiculous is that? You sit by and let all these causes that you say you have nothing to do with this person who approached me. This person who approached me saying, oh, I'm from Scotland, this don't matter to me, Scotland never done anything wrong. Well, it's alright for you then, isn't it? That's your excuse for everything. No one hates you then. You're not British, you're not English, no one hates you then. Like, how do you know? Like, it doesn't matter whether somebody hates one, because nobody hates anybody. It's all just personal projection and whatever. I'm not the sort of person who listens to it. I know there's other reasons, but somebody who's got good reasons to hate the UK. Maybe a soldier, they saw a soldier do something wrong. They had a plane that smashed something in there, they murdered somebody, or an IDF has killed somebody, or somebody's died on a ferry boat coming here. Those sort of people, I know personally a lot of people who are migrants, or families have dealt with migrants or illegal immigrants. I know all about that sort of stuff. I'm from Snelling, I know all about that sort of stuff. And they're all good people, they're not bad people. I've never met a bad person in Snelling that's from another country other than Afghanistan. They're just an altercation in a shop. But the fact of the matter that I've never seen the guy before, he's obviously just... I asked him how long he's been in the country during the fight, and he told me 3 weeks. So within 3 weeks in the country, he's like involved himself into the street life, and he's like selling weed, and he's trying to organise boat trips from Calais already, and he's having a fight with me in the post office. And then I see him in the paper later with a. It was on the front page of the paper. So you go back to the Nottingham Post and you look for what was it called? Home invasion, robbery. This guy kicked down a door and beat the fuck out of somebody for some cash. Like a few weeks later, after he had a fight with me outside a shop. And do you know why we had a fight with him? Because he stormed up to the ATM and expected me to be intimidated. And at the end of the day, it's like some people are just like, they're just wild, man. You know what I mean? They're not from these places. They're not about queuing and stuff like that. They're not like that. That's not their culture. And so it is a bit frightening for, you know, UK people like me. I'm quite a polite person. I'm not a violent person. You know, I don't think I'm bad. I'm not rude. I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. I respect everybody. And so I've not got a problem in the world. But when I see people arrogantly, you know, making TikTok videos, screaming and shouting about, you know, English women or whatever it is, or whatever, it's like they can't be very grateful to be here, like those people. And when you see people like, these are real videos, these are real people, and it's like, and you see the arrogance, and it's like when you look at the London Bridge, like that's numbers, like all these people that are British citizens, probably most of them, they love England as well. I'm not saying they hate England, but they don't care about anybody else. They're going to make sure everybody listens to them. They're going to stop traffic for them. That's not very English to me. That's against our culture. That's like going to Japan and showing your hairy arse in public. It's very not English to put your foot in front of somebody else and be arrogant and cocky. That's not how I was brought up. You say, oh, England's the bully of the whole world. He's colonised and stole all of our land and we want it all back. That's what somebody said to me today. You raped our country. You took 200 trillion from us, this and that. I didn't. I didn't. But he sees that when he looks at me. Do you understand? That's the real problem with the community, the person who spoke to me, is that when they look at me, they don't see a person that's kind and considerate and fair-minded and been grown up in England with morals. They see a fucking army truck bombing their village. That's not very nice for me to judge me, is it? But okay, that's understandable. So when I see, you know, news reports of young females being followed home by groups of migrants, and they're very arrogant and they don't care if the parents are saying go away, they come back the next day. So it's like, oh, it's only one or two bad ones. It doesn't matter how many there is. That issue needs addressing before it becomes 10, 15, 20 a night, doesn't it? I'm just saying. But no one's allowed to say it. That's why you've got to say it again. Because you're telling me to be quiet, fam. She's telling me to basically stop reporting, yeah, on the #1 story in Nottingham this right now. Everywhere I go, that's what people are talking about. Where do you go? Obviously, you only must hang around with migrants. I hang around with migrants as well, and they're saying the same thing. So the migrants that you're hanging around with are deluded. If they think, yeah, that other migrants don't. Most migrants I know are very conservative. Most migrants I know are very conservative. Where are you talking to? The only people you're talking to are in universities and colleges and communities. They are literally getting grants and stuff from community funds, and they're trying to raise the community, but they can't do it on their own. They go into the government for help. And yet they hate the government. Have some integrity, man. You want me to silence my reporting, but you're allowed to shut down the streets and fire rockets at our statues? You haven't said nothing about that. That's fine. Have you messaged any of them to tell them to stop it? No, because you don't dare. Do you know why? Because they're not respectful like me. I give you the opportunity to speak to me because I'm not going to murder you if you do. And yet you want me to shut up. You want less of me around, in my opinion. I think it's rather justified my cause.